The echoes of history are often whispers lost in time, but some mysteries refuse to fade into silence. Tonight, we unravel a chilling enigma, one that has haunted investigators, historians, and conspiracy theorists for over 6 decades. 9 experienced hikers embarked on a journey into the Ural Mountains in the dead of winter, and none returned alive. Their bodies were found under mysterious and horrifying circumstances, fueling decades of speculation. Welcome to Echoes Untold, where history whispers and we listen. The Dyatlov Pass incident remains one of the most perplexing and unsettling mysteries of the 20th century. In the winter of 1959, a group of 9 Soviet hikers, led by Igor Dyatlov, set off on a trek through the Ural Mountains. Their goal? To reach Otorten Mountain, a Category 3 expedition, the most challenging of its kind. Each member of the group was highly experienced in harsh conditions, making what happened next all the more baffling. On January 23, 1959, the group boarded a train from Sverdlovsk, now Yekaterinburg, making their way to Ivdel. From there, they took a truck to the village of Vizhai, the last inhabited settlement before their expedition. Spirits were high. Diaries and cameras recovered later would show smiling faces, jokes, and detailed plans for their route. But fate had different plans. On January 28th, Yuri Yudin, the 10th member of the group, fell ill and was forced to turn back. It was a fortunate twist of fate. He would be the only one to survive. The remaining 9 trekked onward, skiing through the deep snow, gradually making their way to the frozen slopes of what would later be called Dyatlov Pass. Their final campsite was set up on the eastern slope of Kholat Syakhl, meaning Dead Mountain in the indigenous Mansi language. There, on February 1st, they pitched their tent. And seemingly that night, something went terribly wrong. Weeks later, when rescuers found the site, they discovered something that defied logic. The tent was ripped open from the inside. Their belongings, including boots, clothes, and food, were left untouched. Footprints, some barefoot, others in socks, led away from the tent into the freezing wilderness. But where were the hikers? A search party was launched on February 20th after the group failed to send a planned telegram. It wasn't long before they found the first bodies. 5 hikers were discovered about a mile from the tent, wearing only light clothing. Strange, considering the temperatures were around -30 degrees Celsius, -22 degrees Fahrenheit. Some were found near the remnants of a small fire, others frozen in desperate attempts to return to the tent. The remaining 4 bodies were found 2 months later in a ravine, buried under several feet of snow. Their injuries were gruesome. One had a fractured skull, 2 others had crushed ribs, and one was missing her tongue and eyes. Yet there were no external wounds. It was as if an immense force had struck them from within. What could have driven 9 experienced hikers out of their tent, half-dressed, into a frozen wasteland? Over the decades, theories have ranged from the plausible to the bizarre. Avalanche theory. The official Soviet investigation concluded that an avalanche or snow slab forced the hikers to flee in panic. But this theory has flaws. There was no sign of an avalanche, and their tent was still partially upright. Katabatic wind, a sudden, intense downdraft of freezing air, could have created a chaotic situation, forcing them to flee. Paradoxical undressing. Some suggest the hikers were affected by hypothermia, which can cause victims to feel hot and strip off their clothes. But this doesn't explain their injuries. Military testing. Some believe the group stumbled upon a secret Soviet weapons test, possibly involving infrasound or parachute mines. Mansi attack. The area was considered sacred by the indigenous Mansi people, leading some to speculate an attack. However, no evidence of struggle or footprints from outsiders were found. Yeti or supernatural elements. A more extreme theory suggests they were attacked by an unknown creature. Some cryptid enthusiasts point to alleged Yeti-like figures seen in some recovered photos. In 2019, a new Russian investigation supported the avalanche theory, arguing a delayed slab avalanche could have struck while they slept. Even computer models backed the idea. However, skeptics still point to inconsistencies. Why did they flee rather than dig out? Why were some injuries so severe yet lacked external trauma? In the end, the Dyatlov Pass incident remains an eerie and unresolved mystery. We may never know the true fate of those 9 hikers, but their story echoes through time, whispering secrets that refuse to be silenced. What do you think happened that fateful night? Was it nature, government secrecy, or something beyond our understanding? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this dive into one of history's most chilling mysteries, be sure to like, share, and subscribe for more deep historical investigations. Until next time, Echoes Untold, where history whispers and we listen. Fact-check note. Sources: Ivanov, Lev, Official Soviet Investigation Report, 1959. Igor Dyatlov, Dead Mountain, The Untold True Story of the Dyatlov Pass Incident, 2013. Gaum, Johann et al., Avalanche Simulations and the Dyatlov Pass Mystery, Communications, Earth and Environment, 2021. Russian Prosecutor General's Office Report, 2019.